What's up, kings and queens? I downloaded the Leviathan DLC and I just want to talk about it for a little bit, to give a little review of what I think of it. And man, this DLC is excellent. You need to go get it if you don't have it already. And if you're a Mass Effect fan, you're not a true fan if you don't go and download it. That's just my personal opinion. But I did this DLC with my first shepherd, Jasmine Shepherd. She's Paragon, girly girl type of personality. I have 3 shepherds. My other 2 shepherds, one of them is the median in between Renegade and Paragon, and the other one is just Renegade, ruthless. But anyways, back to the DLC. It takes us to the origins of the Reapers, because there's so many questions about the Reapers that weren't answered, especially in the first Mass Effect. All we knew is what Sovereign was telling us about them. He wouldn't really go into detail. He just was real vague, like our kind transcends your very understanding, stuff like that. He wouldn't give straight answers. Then in Mass Effect 2 we learned a little bit more about the Reapers, but it's still, that one question still remained. It was, where did the Reapers come from? Who built them? Why are they here? And stuff like that. So this DLC goes into depth about a little bit of depth about their origins and where they came from, which was pretty interesting. It brought a little twist to the story, so that kind of kept my attention. And here's the thing with Mass Effect. This is how I discovered Mass Effect. A friend of mine played the game and they was like, man, this game is really good. You should really, get into it. I think you would like it. And I'm thinking in my head, like, whatever. I was being closed-minded about the situation. And eventually I went to go get it, and I played it for like a week, but then I just thought it was boring. This was the very first Mass Effect. And I just didn't really give it a chance though, so I stopped playing it for about a month. Then finally I went back to it, and I started playing it, and then I'm like, okay, I'm getting into it. The story pretty good. And I must say, Mass Effect, the series, has one of the best storylines up to date right now. Like, I've never found or discovered a game with a better story, or with a story as unique as this one. But anyways, back to the thing. My friend was telling me that your character can be imported into the next game, and your decisions from the first game will affect the second game. So that's when I really got interested. I'm like, okay, alright. And he gets Mass Effect 2 first when it comes out, and I asked him how was it, and he said it's like a whole new crew. And when he said a whole new crew, that kind of, I don't know, discouraged me a little bit. So I'm like, I want Rex, I want Garrus, I want my original crew, That's what I was thinking in my head. I just thought it was gonna be stupid. But I still got it anyway. I gave it a try, and I fell in love with the game. Like, I think I have like over 1,000 achievements in that game, because I just played the shit out of that game. It was really good. So then I was just looking forward to Mass Effect 3. Mass Effect 3 come out, and I love it. I mean, people complain about the ending. I mean, I don't know. Maybe the indoctrination theory is something to make your mind wander and stuff like that. But it would have been good if they would have went along with it. Oh yeah, the indoctrination theory. That would have just added a twist to it. That was just great. It would have just, I don't know, shut all those people up out there that's complaining about the ending, basically. And plus it's unique too, it's different. Commander Shepard going through some type of indoctrination trial. And yeah. But yeah, like I said, this DLC was really good. Everything was, it was really knowledgeable about the Reaper origins, and if you've always been curious about why they're here and what's their purpose, you almost definitely find that out in this DLC. I plan on playing this DLC on all of my playthroughs, of course, but one thing I can say about BioWare, if anything, is they do know how to redeem themselves with DLC. Because when I played Mass Effect 2 Overload or Overlord, I believe, that DLC threw me for a loop. Like, just the whole thing, I'm just like, wow, I can't believe it. And then they came out with the Arrival, and then they went more into the indoctrination thingy. And like I said, whoever came up with this story, just they should get paid extra, because this story is amazing. And I mean, I don't know what happened towards the end. Maybe he got lazy towards the end, but because people had a lot of expectations for Mass Effect 3. And me, when people have too much expectation for something, that's when I'm like, you know what, I'm not going to even fall into that. I'm not going to even get my hopes high, because it might not be what I think it is. And because of that, I wasn't really disappointed by the ending like everyone else was. And I think that's where it came from. People just had high expectations for this game. And I guess you could blame BioWare for that, but me, I didn't know. I just was like, hey, we'll see when it comes out. Either way, I'm a legit Mass Effect fan, so I'm gonna still enjoy the game either way. But yeah, I like how they, you know, played around with the indoctrination thing with this DLC. Because we found out about indoctrination in Mass Effect 1. A lot of people was getting indoctrinated by Sovereign, but in Mass Effect 2, they really didn't do too much with the indoctrination like they did in Mass Effect 1. They were more so with Harbinger, like releasing control, you know, stuff like that. Controlling, basically, direct control of other beings and stuff. And this DLC, it reveals some things about Harbinger, it reveals things about indoctrination, and the ability to control other beings and stuff like that, other organics. And yeah, like I said, overall I probably would give this DLC a maybe a 9. Well, 9.5, close to a 10. But people may disagree. I mean, it don't matter to me, but me, I would enjoy this DLC, and I enjoy every DLC that BioWare brings out. My favorite DLC would probably have to be it might have to be this one. Yeah, I've downloaded every single DLC of every single Mass Effect. I might say this one has to be the best one. But yeah, I mean, just play it. Let me know what you think about the DLC in the comments below. Let me know how you feel about Mass Effect. And before we wrap this up, I could ask a few questions just to, you know, have a little something for y'all to put in the comments. So, people who know Mass Effect, of course, what is your favorite species in the game? Me, I don't know. I probably would have to go with either the Asari or the Turians. And what's another question before I can wrap it up? I might not be able to do it because time is running out. I don't know. Just leave feedback in the comments. Let me know what you think.
Thank you, sir.